Okay, yeah, sorry about all the delays today, but we are trying to add the undead faction. So I've done some drawing for that, and I did the tedious work of putting all these sprites in. There'll be a bit more of that to do. The hardest part of adding the undead faction is something I've already done, which is putting in the, what do you call it? So I'm not at my best today. Yeah, the hardest part was making the resurrection mechanic, which I have done. So that's good. Okay. And the next thing we have to do, and I'm just going to, at the very, very, very least, put in a placeholder for these. So I think this doesn't look too bad. For the remaining weapons. So what have we got? We did chains, and then we want to do like a big bad undead mace. That's not too difficult. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Let's do that. Having to work quite hard to keep myself fully motivated. All right, so we're doing the sort of not Morning Star, but the kind of like Sauron's mace. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. So it's like a bladed mace. So that's going to cut you up. So that's cool. All right. So let's start with, let's get a bit bigger. And let's make a mace. So it's just going to have like a simple handle. Let me look at this. So yeah, it's just like a short handle. Wait. Lost our color. There we go. Let's have that. Ah, for God's sake. That one. And then, yeah, this is a really weird bug from Piscal that does that sometimes. Okay. Black, please. There we go. Right. I guess we just kind of want the bottom of the weapon to be where it usually goes. So actually, I'll just take this just as a base. And then we'll just say there's a bit of a handle to it. So it's just one little bit that pops out and then up. And I'll just use the line tool into where the head is going to be. Okay. And the head looks like, so it's this. I'm going to sort of try and do something like this. This is the weapon that Sauron had. So it's not quite a mace. It's actually bladed. But yeah, we've got like 4 prongs. Yeah, I'm just going to keep that in my second screen so I can see it easily. But yeah, you know what I'm trying to do here. So okay, and let's mirror that. And that will be like one of them. So then this will come down a bit, but I don't know if I'm gonna like. Well, yeah, let's start by like drawing each bit individually. So then this comes in like this, and we can't actually see that bit. So then yeah, we have another prong, and we just want to make sure that there's enough of a gap. This should be a couple pixels higher, and yeah, and then once again, I will actually just mirror that. So yeah, that's kind of got a look to it. And then it looks like it's got some sort of egg thing in the middle. Yeah, it's just got some like weight in it. So we'll draw that. Yeah, like some kind of thing at the back just to complete the shape. Because otherwise it does look a bit like a fork. Alright. Let's define this edge. So here's our handle. Here's our handle. And let's get our metal colors. So we have them here. And yeah, I think this is going to look... Oh, this is going to look good. And there. But then we're going to go and sharpen the edges. So we take our metal color again. And I guess it would be something like this. Just to kind of make it sharp. Yeah, long black bits, that's okay. That's on theme. And I'm only going to do it for one side and then we'll just copy paste it. And yeah, I can do it manually here. And I mean that's pretty good. I'm kind of happy with that. Like, should we have some of that going on here? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that's fine. That's stage one. Okay, and then where can we go from here? We can make it bigger and badder. I think that's the obvious way to go, right? So we can make it like a bit longer. We'll keep the handle things in our pocket. So how would we do this? Up, up. And I'm just going to keep doing the mirror thing. So yeah, this comes down like that, like that. Yeah, that works. And then this one. And I think I should lift this up as well. Just a tad. And then I think that's good. And then I kind of feel like we don't need... Yeah, that sort of adds to it. Okay. And then why did this not fill? Oh, because I erased it. Okay, good. So I copy this, flip it. There we go. Why did that not take? That's a bit odd. So we'll delete and then paste. Yeah, okay. And we actually need to grab right in the middle, flip, delete, paste. There we go. Yeah, and then where can we go, like, really to kind of make this a bit more epic? I think we can put a skull on the end. So for starters, so again, we make it a bit bigger. So we'll take, like, yeah, out, up, up. And then... do our blacks. Okay. And we can do our, well, let's start with this. So we take right down the middle, flip, delete, paste. Good. And yeah, I think this looks cool. This fits. And then we can do our handle stuff. So if I can just grab one from earlier, just grab it wholesale. I think I did this in a really roundabout way last time I tried it. So yeah, handle can go like here and here. Do we want to imply? Yeah, I think we just want to imply this is like a one-handed thing, or maybe not. Let's give it that just to, you know. and then it's sort of, yeah, it doesn't look crap, does it? And then I think we do this one more time. So we go up 2 and then right 1. Nothing crazy, just a bit of I think I should have gone. Did I go right 2? No, I think it's just because of where I grabbed it. Okay, so we'll go, yeah, up 1 and then right. Yeah, okay, that'll work. So then we do kind of keep this like angular thing. And what do we think of this? And then I think we can kind of go the extra mile. So yeah, I think this, yeah, we can go the extra mile. Hold on. Yeah, we go the extra mile and we have the extra mile that Sauron didn't bother with, because Sauron's like, no, I'm too cool for skulls. It's like, no, you're never too cool for skulls. Let's put a skull on it. And then a skull at this, yeah. I think that's the only level of detail we can have, and we'll just copy this skull. Yeah, it kind of tells you that it's reached its final form. Yeah, okay, yeah, I think that works. That's what it sets out to do. I'm going to change the name, but that's fine. We could do that as we go. And then, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like this shape, so if I could just eat into this a bit. Kind of bothered by, yeah, so we go like that. Yeah, I think that's a bit nicer. And yeah, that looks like a mean weapon, I think. Yeah. Okay. Right, yeah, so I was not capable of that last time. And then a little scythe. So this is Impaler plus Chris, but we're going to end up with another scythe type looking thing. Or are we? I don't know. So what I wanted here was a Kusari, kind of similar to what the guy has in, well, like a blade on a rope, like a scorpion. Maybe we can still. Maybe that is still the way to go. My thinking was just that that's a bit awkward with the animation. Okay. Little scythe. I think little scythe is the way to go, but maybe like a double scythe. Yeah. Something crazy like that. I like the idea of the Kusari. I like the idea of that. But I just worry that won't come across. Because it's a knife on a rope. So, like, if you hit someone with it, like, well, no, you're going to want to be, like, swinging it around. I would just have to do extra steps to, like, sell that, and I don't think that's really necessary. For the amount of work it will be, I just, like, if we were to do that with all weapons, like, make them all kind of interesting like that, but no. So... I mean, like if you did just so you had like a knife, and then it's just got like a chain around it, you know, like a. So we're at least selling it. But then you'd just be hitting people with that. Maybe that's fine. I mean, I think maybe just like some kind of rope on the end, just to like imply. Or maybe we just go for the sort of little scythe. We kind of say like we make it a ranged weapon. With like chain, and what it is yeah, let me just get the middle. So I'm gonna take this because my son's a bit sick, so I had to my son's a bit sick. That's kind of just nothing crazy, just a bit of ear infection. But yeah, and he was kind of slept a bit rough last night. I had to sleep with him. So it was sweet. You know, I like it, but yeah, it makes me worry about him a bit. He was saying the funniest things. It was like, he was saying like, okay, I'm just gonna copy this, put some onion skin on it. He was saying like the sound goes in my ear, and my brain and my heart is like a prison, and it keeps the sound, or like something like that. And the sound like steals the loot, so because he was delirious. He was like basically sleep talking. He was like trying to explain what he was dreaming about, I guess. How would this shape look? I kind of got it before. Yeah, like a little bit of a curve. So and I do want this to be symmetrical, which I've kind of done here. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. Now can we copy this? So yeah, I thought that was funny. Okay, and then we want our like scythe shape. So that's like and then we do make sure we do like yeah, and then over here. And then basically we take what we're going to do each time is we're going to take this and then flip, no, what is it? Flip horizontally. Like flip horizontally, then flip vertically, and then do that. Except, no, okay. So we take this, we flip horizontally, flip vertically, and then up one, and there we have it, except that doesn't. So is it these that need to go? Yeah, I think so. I don't know what went wrong here. But I think if we just did that. So it's like a cool new weapon that I've made up. Just needs to come down by 1. So let's take this. Let's take it from here down by 1. And then we just need to add to its nose here, and this should be empty. This should be empty, and we're going with our principle of being corner exclusive. We have a look at the other one. Yeah. Corner inclusive for the hard edge, but corner exclusive for the soft edge. I think that can stay. That one can come in. So that one can come in, and yeah. Okay, I think that's a good start. Turn off onion skin, delete this now. Just need to make sure it's vaguely in the middle, and let's color it up. So nice. And so yeah, it's like a throwing scythe. I think that's quite cool. Okay, and of course, clever me, like I just wanted to see it, like, but yeah, I should have saved the shading, the coloring for when it was done, but this is fine, and I'm probably still not too late to do that, but here we are. Now I've just remade it, that's fine. Why did that, why is that 3 wide? That shouldn't be like that. Yeah. Okay. So we've got our little kind of throwing scythe. I think that's cool. So then where do we go from here? We basically just want to like enhance the scythes. We'll come down 2 to give it more shape. And yeah, I'm gonna do the. See, I don't know if there really is a good like copy paste trick. I don't know. So does that even look right at all? It's important that this line and yeah, we can go up. So let's go up and then bring this one up. And then we'll do our being stupid, being very stupid. Grab that, copy, paste. accidentally forgot to make a new layer. Always do that. So let's copy that. Undo, undo, undo. Make a new layer. Copy this layer. Delete, paste. Okay. And then here we are. Let's do handle. I think the handle always looks good. It's nothing crazy, but it just kind of helps sell it as like you know, just gives it one step of fidelity. Okay. And then we just need one more. So we copy that. And then, yeah, I guess up you come, out you come. And then this would be deleted, this would go here. And like that. Like they don't all have, I mean, like you know, I could have like not even made the different weapons look different, right? Like the different upgrades. So I do feel a bit bad sometimes if it's like, well, actually that's not much. That's kind of a boring evolution, but I don't know. Like the alternative, like you could just not have weapons evolve, you know. Okay, I think the simplest thing to do would be to try to take this, make a new frame, and then we're just gonna delete this, and then I said delete this, and then we'll take this, and we need to, yeah, so here we turn this twice, and then we need to kind of just copy it over, so, and then we'll clean the bits, right? So yeah, for this one, and I guess that's where it goes, and then we just clean up there. So here once again, we take this, and then what if, let me just see if actually I think we can kind of just get away with popping it on so that it just fits. And then we just have to clean the bits underneath. So yeah, we take this. So the last one needs fixing. Okay, let's do these ones first. Just cleaning it. Okay, so I made a mistake here. So I think what I'm going to do is actually just correct this. I'm going to take this, and if I just go like that and then paste that works. Then I think actually we just need to bring the whole thing down. Yeah. And some smart players might notice that the handle has reversed. Which I think is fine. I think I'm just going to leave that. I could fix it. Wouldn't be too much trouble. But I quite... Actually, yeah, let's just fix it. I think it's just weirdly distracting. Did I just... Yeah, okay, good. Good, okay. Yep, that's another weapon done. And I think that's cool. I've not seen that before. That's unique to the game. It is a double-edged throwing scythe. I think that's cool. I wanted the Kusari, but this is fine. And then finally we have the Super Staff of Resurrection. So the way this works, so I'm gonna get some. Oh, what's? Okay, yeah, I was trying to save this. It was like, yeah, let's save in Miro. No. So I want to look at human weapons and how did we? So there's our Fireball staff. And then that turns into the Meteor staff, and so the more hardcore staffs. So they have a standardized starting point, which is this. So effectively, I just want to change the color on this. So yeah, we go. Let's do lantern first, actually, because this is going to be the last bit. Okay, so a lantern. Necromancer lantern. And is that going to get me to... Yeah, that does take me to RuneScape. Okay, yeah. I think, like... Yeah, I remember seeing all these bits of art come out and all the cosmetic overrides. Very cool. Very cool concept, I have to say. Necromancer comes with some kind of lantern. So what does a lantern look like? So yeah, I'm looking at these. So this is just me typing Necromancer lantern and we get all of this stuff. I mean, I think so this one's really cool. It's like twisted. Very, very cool. So I'm thinking of, I mean, it's not unheard of. Like where they got it from is like a will o' the wisp. But essentially what we're talking about is a lantern. So we just have like a very basic shape of wouldn't necessarily, yeah, I mean, I guess it might be on a chain or not, but I'm not going to have it. Yeah, I think I'll have a handle at the top. And so, yeah, we have like this. Yeah, let's go for a straight top and then we are going to do some mirroring again. Yeah, so let's just... Okay, and then like with the handle on the top, that of course no one will really be using. Yeah, let's just do this before we mirror it, and then the actual inside of the lantern would be like marked here. So it might be coming down a bit depending on how we're looking at it. And then that's a good place to put and then the bottom of the lantern would be like and I guess we would have a bit of a frame as well. And then we would have, yeah, like, so that's a good starting point. Let's fill it in with some colors. So let's take our undead green-ish. And our undead off greenish, or lighter greenish. And if we put these on the edges, it will make it look like it's illuminated. Yeah, that looks nice actually. Yeah, we'll just do this for each of them. And then where do we go with this? I need to already start thinking about. I mean, we can gild up the lantern a bit more, put more on it. We can put like a skull inside, sort of immersed in the ectoplasm, whatever this is. And then we've got yeah, let's go with our iron, dark iron. Which handle looks better? I think the one on the right does actually. It's kind of a bit more bold. We will mirror it still, but I just want it quickest way to get it looking like it's going to look. Yeah. Okay. And then I think we would have little lines here as well. Maybe with some kind of cap, like we can kind of see. Yeah, this is coming together. Would we at any point have, like, what if it's sort of, just to emphasize the light a little bit, having them here, so it's almost like it's receiving the glow a little bit, right? And then maybe the front just catching the light, or maybe. No, I think that's fine. And it's a lantern, and it will shoot beams. Okay. I think it's symmetrical, but let's just make damn sure it's symmetrical by taking half, flipping it, delete, paste. Okay. Should the handle be double line? Yeah, I think that kind of emphasizes it more as a handle. Okay. Yeah, simple undead lantern. I'm not going to do the twisty thing that they did, but maybe that's where it can go. I think that could be fun. I don't know if I have the skill for that. Okay, so this is a fun one where we can sort of give it like spikes. And this is where we will use our sharp iron stuff. Does this go here as well? Yeah, I think it would. But it would be like barely perceptible. So let's go ahead and grab this, and yeah, we'll put that on there, put that on there, and how's this actually going to work? Yeah, I think that works. It's like we've collected some souls in here. Okay, before we collect the soul, well, we can just do the top half. So let's grab this, flip it. No, I think I'll just flip it again because, oh no. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely evolved. And then I think what I'll do is, for this one, I can get rid of some of these. Because yeah, we could just get away with like, maybe just a couple souls. And yeah, where do we go with this? We like have, this is tier 3, let's kind of getting back into the silly warm beansy realm. So yeah, we get the spikes, and then I guess we could have like, that's the problem with these two sides, like it's harder to make like a spike when you're using when you've got a symmetrical, so when you've got something that comes over the line, it's got an even number of pixels on the y-axis, it's hard to make a compelling spike in the middle of it. But yeah, we can just give it a slight point, and then so yeah, let's delete this, and then we've got one more, and we're gonna finish with the undead weapons. Yeah. Yeah, it works. And then it's like final spikiness to it. Like, where do we get that from? Like, yeah, it's more big spikes. So yeah, we just grab the middle, flip it, delete that, and then same here. It's good if I just take this, flip, paste, yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I like that. Just some very basic graphics for our game, because I want to just get back to making the bloody game. And then it would be cool to like just give all of this to an artist and be like, can you just make all of these? Like, what I'm making is a blueprint for a proper artist to come in and do a bit better. Okay, so then we have Ice Beam Storm Cloud, which we've already made, and then we've got Super Staff of Resurrection, and I'll just take this as well and make a new frame, and it's this one, and then the next ones are more like yeah. So we've already got our colors right here. So that's the first part of the, this is our undead staff. And then, so our super staff of resurrection, what's that going to look like? So let's take this color, and then yeah, let's do like a more epic skull, I think. Like a more tormented. Less symmetrical skull. And then the final version would just be that, but with like yeah, I think that works. The staffs are like, funnily enough, they're sort of more on the easy side. And let's get our lovely handle color. and put that on. Do we lose something there? I think we did. Let's make even darker. Yeah. No, let's do it like this. Let's take our light metal color and do that there, and our dark metal color and do that there. Yeah, that kind of gives it some gravitas, I think. Yeah, it makes these staffs look more epic, I think. Okay. So then, yeah, we'll copy this. Copy this. And we want, interestingly, we're using our iron colors already here, so that's a bit of an odd angle, but you know. Let's see how this plays out, because I mean I don't really have color for like command, but I think this kind of black staff also looks kind of cool, like even if it is sort of a bit grayscale, you know. So then we take, and then what is our like visual for command? We had the hand earlier. So I think we can kind of keep going with that. So like we have a, but like just have a more detailed hand. Just like with a bit more effort put into it. Love Mugenics and the music in it keeps me in the game even when I'm not playing. That's what good music does. Okay, and yeah, this kind of has quite a fun look to it, I think, doesn't it? Just this staff that like seamlessly turns into a hand. I think that's cool. And then we go like I'm not breaking the mold here. Yeah, nothing crazy. Like, nah, that's fine. That's kind of like at this level of pixel art. I think that kind of makes me curious about what's going on here. I quite like it actually. So yeah, it sort of lets me imagine. Like I would want to see that in high fidelity, like a staff that kind of seamlessly turns into a hand. with like the bones coming from the sort of silver in this kind of metallic staff. I like that. So yeah, let's go with that. All right. Okay, that is undead weapons drawn. There's only one thing we have left to do to complete the undead as a faction. So we need to go in and we're going to import sprites, characters, black beans, no, heroes. And so I just totally forgot to do the horseless headman. I don't know why I forgot, but yeah, we got our 4 undead characters: our turned Sean, our Felicity, our sort of our unrevealed succubus. We've got our necromancer, and we're gonna have a guy who is like really not part of the story. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, we've got this, and I'm gonna go ahead and export this. Sprites, weapons, black weapons. And yeah, we're gonna have the fun job of like filling that in, and yeah, I guess that'll kind of round out the day. Yeah. So what I want to do here is, so we've saved this, and then I open up. The way you open and close files in Piscal on the desktop is really weird. But what do I want? I just want my default head. And we can, yes, delete this, make a fresh one. Default head and horseless headman. So it's just a funny idea that because all the characters are just heads, what would the headless horseman look like? Like almost like he has a neck, like he is actually just a disembodied head. He's the horseless headman, not the headless horseman. But then I wonder if, like, because he's kind of a joke character, just like a pumpkin. So what I'll do, and that's just so not an actual pumpkin. Not an actual pumpkin, but just like let's just go all in with some kind of like super like how a pumpkin looks. And this character literally has zero story input, 0 lines. Is just, you know, I mean, we could think about that a bit and think about who is this character that doesn't that's my family's back. Yeah, who is this character that's just like a very brainless undead that doesn't have any input to the story or anything, doesn't have anything to say about anything that happens. What kind of characters that look like? I kind of want to, and so I'm thinking about that, and I'm also thinking about these eyes and how I kind of want to save them. So let's try this again. Turn off onions, and let's start with hello. And let's start with like pumpkin mouth. And let's get an off black. Fill that in. Why does a headless horseman make me think of pumpkins? I think that's probably something from like a Warcraft event. Okay, let's give him the same sort of skin tone as Sean here. Just because otherwise I think it's a bit weird looking at it with such a fleshy colour. And then if the eyes were just like normal undead eyes. I know these aren't quite normal, but yeah, that kind of looks creepy. So like basically because my only concern is I want to keep like demon eyes for the demons. I've got this kind of way that I think demon eyes should look. But it's okay if this kind of is. Oh, I just love this eye shape. Yeah. I'm gonna sort of do this, and then when we get to drawing the demons, if I feel like I need to like steal this back from this guy, then maybe I will. But just in the effort of like, you know, like I've said before, I might overhaul all of this. Yeah. And then what are we going for with this? We're going for like this guy as a pumpkin. But then, yeah, we might like do something different, because I think these eyes, or something approximating them, is basically what we're going to do for the demons. And then what about like the head, the hair, eyebrows? It kind of looks good bold. It's kind of like a Jack Skellington a little bit. Hey, babe, I'm streaming. I mean, you can come in, but just letting you know. And yeah, I think this guy should have the... So it's a bit of a Jack Skellington, undead horseman. I think that kind of works. I just want to copy the exact skeleton color. Is that it there? 229. Yeah, it is. And then is that the one that's next to it? 107. Yeah, it is. Nice. Good to know. So then we would have shading on the nose, I think. So this guy's a skeleton, decidedly. And then bit of shading on the mouth, I think. Okay, nothing going on here, nothing going on up here. Maybe like just to kind of sell the idea that he's a skull. Do those bits. No, I think that's just distracting. No, I think this is cool. Much easier to draw than the other ones. But yeah, I think that works. Okay, we could do a little bit of finesse. Actually, yeah, this is all fine. Okay. Yeah, alright. And then are we missing some shading like here? No. Makes it look less sharp. Alright, yeah, again, just in the interest of like bloody hell. Like this always happens to me. Not only do I hate drawing, it slows me down, but I also get like a little bit depressed when I start doing sprites just because I just effectively just doing something that I'm not very good at. It doesn't make me feel as good as doing something that I am good at. Not exactly rocket science. Okay, and we haven't actually exported this. Okay, so the next thing. So yeah, we've got our weapons, we've got our characters, we have drawn a new faction. The next thing is going to be basically, well, we've got this simple task of going into GM, and so we go to GM, we go to weapons, and it's a bit counterintuitive, I find, but here we are. We have our sprites for our... Oh, one other thing we can do as well. So yeah, we have to... So we've got a lot of clicking and dragging to do. So these are the sprites. Sprite. Looks like I've already done some kind of... see, a lantern effect is ice beam. So yeah, I'm going to need to like do some of the effects as well. So we're not finished drawing quite yet. But yeah, maybe what I can do is make a list. So we have leftover sprites to draw. So like effects, and we've got to do chain effect. And I'll write them down as I notice them, and we've got to do the lantern effect. And because we've already done the magic stuff, but yeah, Staff of Command, Staff of Resurrection. I mean, do we need an effect for that? I think it's, we see the zombie come out of the ground, like that's the effect. And then Staff of Command is a buff. So, yeah, I think we're all right there. Ice Grieve effect, yeah, Ice Grieve. Because we've got, and I'll just go ahead and do Ice Grieve and Skagnazg. That's the lightning sword. Skagnazg. It's just going to be the same one as the fire effect, but I just need to recolor it. Chains, Gravestone. One thing we can do is go to weapons. Say Gravestone. Do we not have Gravestone? Huh? Oh, I mean Grapple Apple. Oh. So Gravestone, in all cases, is now Gravestone is mace, and we don't have a mace, so let's go ahead and yes. Okay, did that break anything? I don't think so. And Kusari will become, so we go Kusari. What do we call a little, what's the word for a little scythe? Reaping Hurt, Kama. Should we call it Kama? Sickle. Yeah, and the fact that it's like a double-ended sickle. So we go Kusari, and we're replacing it with sickle. And yeah, I knew that word. All right. Sickle. Yeah. Even though there's a bit more to it than just being a sickle. And then I'll just put a little note, because like now that we're here, we're sort of running out of things. Little note, and then undead weapon SFX. And then we've got, yeah, never mind the demon stuff. So we've got Staff of Resurrection effect, which is just using heal at the moment. Let's see how that plays. I think that was just for testing, but I've gone ahead and actually given them each an effect, which is nice. Chains, Gravestone. This didn't. Why didn't this take? Save that. Yeah. Yeah, there I was using a different sprite for it. Ooh, cream egg.
Someone sent it to me in the plan box.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, a whole lot of clicking and dragging. There is no one watching the stream, and this is really sort of tedious background work where I just need to click and drag a bunch of sprites in. It's either that or naming them all. And this way, I get to, like, I think it's less strain on loading and stuff like that. So shorter load time when you load the game, because it doesn't have to search through resources and find the one with the matching name. It can just like it's just already got it. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to leave the stream there. So yeah, thanks anyone who watched this, and yeah, so next time I should be hopefully testing and fixing the undead. So yeah, thanks very much. Bye.